crazy mother.
What it do, soul visionaries and potential soul visionaries out there. I am your host, Sherrod Corner. You are now rocking with the mobile version of the Soul Vision Podcast. You know that place where we keep it unfiltered and raw. We talk about anything from porn to politics. We'll even talk about the things you might have heard or even saw. Today, brothers, I read something on the fake book that read something like this. A man's number one job is to provide. No, that is a lie. That is a fallacy. A man's number one job is to get himself in a position to take care of himself, to provide for himself. You know, when these people say, you know, hey, a man has to be a provider, everybody wants the man, women want the men to be traditional while holding this modern mindset. You know, they want to be able to do as they want, say what they want, go this, that, and the other. And it's cool, you can. You know, but I'm just telling you fellas, if you one of those guys that, you know, don't want to have to control anybody, you know what I'm saying? Don't want to have to, hey, where you going, this and that and the other. See, when you first start dating, you should be knocking all those things out, you know, hey, the boundaries, the deal breakers, the quirks, all those things. You're supposed to be letting each other know what, hey man, these are the things that I don't like, these are the things I won't tolerate, you know, and then you get to, you know, learn and know one another, right? And then we know throughout your time together that you all are going to grow, you're going to meet new people, get new friends, and this and that and the other. But what shouldn't change is the boundaries, the quirks, the deal breakers. You know, now if y'all agree on them, that's fine. But those things shouldn't become okay, we agreed on them in the beginning, but now, you know, I got new friends, and so, you know, I want to start doing this with them. Nah, that shit ain't changed. You can do whatever you want, but you just can't do it while you're with me. So we got to start understanding as men, you know, women think that when you say no to them, you're controlling. You know, they'll tell you in one breath, hey, I want a man that decisive, knows what he wants, knows where he's going. I want a man that'll plan the date, pick the spot, pick out what I wear. Then when they get mad, they're going to say you're controlling. In one breath, it's like you're damned if you do, damned if you don't type of deal. You know what I'm saying? So women do want traditional men, but they want traditional men that they can control. That's what they want. They don't want to, most women don't want a man that thinks for himself. They want to join the pity bubble that all these women are in. Even if they got a man, they want to be able to get in that bubble. Man, I have to do this for him. I have to be the secretary. I have to. No. A lot of times these women don't have to be anything but themselves. Now, if you volunteer to do something for me, hey, okay, I'm going to take your help. Why not? What intelligent person would not take somebody's help if they're capable of helping you? You know, it's like we've gotten to the spot in time where they think a man's supposed to just do 100% of everything in a relationship. I was listening to this one guy talk about a man is supposed to provide 100%, not go 50-50 with a woman. And this 50-50 conversation is really just, it's really tiresome. But at the same time, it's still out there. And these men are out here pushing this narrative. And it's not the fact that they're talking about 50-50, you don't deserve respect, you don't deserve a submissive woman, you don't deserve to have a woman at all if you can't pay 100%. Okay, that's their opinion. I definitely don't agree with it, because if that's the case, women that have had abortions, women with multiple children, women with multiple children's fathers, women that has a high body count. You see how we can play that game back and forth, saying who don't deserve what based on preferences. You know, now you cannot want to deal with a person that does either of those things, but at the same time, it's still a matter of preference. Now, when it comes to these men out here talking about the 50-50 thing, 100%, you know, is what a man should be doing, should be paying. You know, a man should pay for everything. A woman should never have to come out of her pocket for anything. Bro, if that's how you living, so be it. Do your thing, as long as you're happy with it. But you can't come back later on calling her a gold digger and this and that and the other when you're of the mindset that women are hypergamous. When they're hypergamous, you know, they're not gold diggers. Women are expensive by nature. No, that's not true. That's not true. You know, you just have these dudes out here that can't speak up on a woman, so they'll buy women. And a lot of these women are used to being bought. Everything is a transaction with them. You know, if you look into the past of a lot of women, you will see, they dealt with a drug dealer. They dealt with the older guy that worked in the plants and whatnot. You know, they dealt with this kind of man that was just buying him everything. You know, read another comment from a young lady. She says, she says, I love rich men. I love rich, brilliant men that are generous. I love rich, brilliant men that are generous. But yet, she's single. She has none of those things. Right? But they don't love her back the same way. You can love that all day long. You know what I'm saying? You can love whomever you want, but they have to love you back. So what I'm trying to tell you, the gist of the story, young man, is that you have to put yourself in a position to be able to take care of yourself. To be able to take care of yourself. You know, Stefon Diggs is out here doing some wild stuff, man. Wild stuff, man. You know, and I'm not here to judge the man, you know, based on, I'm making an observation. It's not a judgment so much. Because, hell, I have multiple children with multiple women, right? And I'm going to tell you, man, that shit is hard. That shit is not, it is not what it yeah, you don't base your manhood off, you know, creating children all over the place, being able to smash women all over the place. That's not manhood, bro. That's ego. That's ego talking. You know what I'm saying? You know, now having multiple children with multiple women in multiple spots, it's going to be very difficult for you to be the kind of father that you may want to be, because you're not going to be able to get all those children at the same time, in the same place all the time, when you want them, right? When you want them all at the same time. And, you know, you're spending out money going here, you're spending out money going there. So what I'm trying to tell you is, even though this man is rich, and the funny thing is, women applauded Cardi B. Sorry about that, man. I got a truck just dumped a bunch of rocks out. Well, women applauded Cardi B for getting with Stefon Diggs, leaving Offset alone and all this other stuff, right? They applauded her. To me, it looks like she jumped out of the frying pan and into the fire. You know, reportedly, he has 6 other women pregnant at the same time. 4 to 6 other women pregnant at the same time. You know, and then you got to go with the modern day mindset that a lot of women have. That one woman told me that cheating is a rich man's game. So they'll allow you to cheat if you got the money to do so. And all these women are chasing the bag. They're chasing the bag. So, can we say at the end of the day, you know, he's not a father, he's not there, but you already knew what it was. His reputation preceded him. He was, you know, he was known for all of this stuff before all of these, you know, the babies and stuff. He already had a reputation. If regular people were saying it and talking about it and whatnot, and I don't know if it's true, but I'm just saying what was being said, right? If that was being said, so these women, they knew good and well he was not going to wife them. They knew good and well they were not going to secure him in a relationship. Young guy, football player, would typically be what most women would describe as their ideal guy as far as physical aesthetics and his financials. But now they're out here looking stupid because you got a kid by him, you got a kid by him, you got a kid by him. And it's like, okay, you're back in the same position. So basically, it's just that those children seemingly are just paychecks. They're just a check. Because they know he got it. So hell, let him bust inside me. I'm going to get pregnant, girl. I got secured the bag. But there was a ball player that used to play for the Lions named Benny Blades, whose career ended prematurely because of an injury. He was going through all types of child support stuff with these women, with this one particular woman especially. And it's like, yo, the rest of the women he had children with was like, yo, he don't have it. He just, he does what he can do. Because I think at that time, when I read that report, at that time he was a substitute teacher down in Florida. And it was like, y'all gotta realize, when you see those big contracts, that don't mean he has that much money. That just means that's what the contract is worth, throughout the duration of it. So if it's a 10-year contract for $100 million, he doesn't have $100 million yet. He has to play those 10 years out. And taxes will eat all of that up anyway. So y'all got to be careful trying to just lay up with somebody because of the bag. Because the bag can be fumbled, it could be lost, things happen. So, brothers, all I'm telling y'all, man, is be mindful of the type of women you allow into your space. Because some women are just here for whatever they can get out of you. You know what I'm saying? They're not here to enhance your life at all. They're here to see how you can enhance their life. Your main focus should be on being able to provide the kind of life you want for yourself. Once you can say, you know what, I'm good, this is what this is, boom, boom, boom. One of your next things is finding a woman that fits into your space. Now, don't go looking for a woman to fit in her space, into her world, into her social setting. You want a woman that can come into your setting. That's your main focus, finding a woman that fits inside of your world neatly. You don't want to have to convince a woman, oh, this is a great place to be. I'm a great guy. And you don't want to try to convince her to like you or love you and none of that. You just want to connect with the right person. An open mind, a like mind would be ideal, but an open mind as well. So, fellas, I'm going to tell y'all this. Opportunities are harder to get than women. I'll say it again. Opportunities are harder to get than women. Focus on the opportunities, creating them, securing whatever you can get out of those opportunities. Because women will always be there. They're always going to be here. Women have been selling themselves since the beginning of time, and they're going to continue doing that. Make sure you find yourself a woman that's not transactional. Make sure she can reciprocate, appreciate, and initiate. At the very minimum. Bro, this 2025. We gonna rise and fly, man. Like, share, and subscribe to videos for me, man. Let's grow this channel, man. Let's keep these conversations going, bros. Let's be a positive influence on one another. Let's uplift one another. If another one of us is down, man, go over there, pat him on the back, give him a hug, a handshake, or whatever you need. Give him some kind words, man. It's time that we men, black men especially, but hey, men in general, You know, it's time we uplift one another, man. We have too many brothers out here that are misandrous, that are bitter brother feminists, that are doing the bidding of a lot of feminist women out here and trying to make us look bad, talk down on us and whatnot. We got to overlook and ignore the white noise out there.